Blessed be everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to talk tarot and also recommend a book called The Heart of the Tarot here. This is a really good book to help you learn to work with more than one card at a time. And what this book does is it introduces you to the first two card positions of the Celtic Cross and how you can just use those two positions, position 1 and 2 of situation and challenges, to do a really good reading. So we're going to talk about that today. And before we do though, I'm Sandra from MysteryWitchSchool.com, author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path. If you want to know more about Wicca and witchcraft, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. If you want to know more about tarot and actually become a confident tarot reader, I have an online course now. It's called the Confident Tarot Reader. It's to help you learn to read the tarot using your knowledge as well as your intuition. So you're actually bringing both in together. So you're not just relying on your intuition and not just on logic and knowledge. You're actually bringing, I guess, those two parts of your brain together to work together and give you more confidence reading for people. So the link to that is in the description field below this video. So today I have a book that I wanted to show you. It's one of my favorite books that I've used in my own tarot training. I did buy this book quite some years ago, so hopefully you can still find it. I'll find it on Amazon and put a link in the description field so that you can go and have a look at it and get straight there. It's called The Heart of the Tarot, and it is by Sandra A. Thompson, Robert E. Muller, and Signe E. Eccles. So there's 3 authors here with this book. And it goes through helping you understand the situation card and what that means, and the challenges card and what that means, and how you bring the two together in a reading. And the way it does that is it goes through all of the cards in the tarot deck and gives you some examples of what that card could mean if it comes up as a situation, and what that card could mean if it comes up in challenges. So you can also use this book to help you with your Celtic Cross readings if you're doing the Celtic Cross and you're a little confused about, oh, what does this card mean when it turns up in a challenge position, because it's like a positive card. And I've got an example here of the Sun card. The Sun card in the tarot is a very positive card when it comes up bright. It's probably the most positive card in the entire deck because it's so full of sunshine and opportunities and health and all sorts of really wonderful things. But what if it comes up in the position of challenge? If you're new to reading tarot, it can put you a little bit into deer in the headlights. So with this book, I wanted to use an example here of how they go about interpreting it when it comes in as a challenge card. So it gives you usually about 3 options to choose from. The first one here is that it means that we can rely on our natural ability to infuse new energy into our situation to motivate and stimulate the people involved. So it's still got a positive meaning. Number 2, it can mean you need to add more playful exploration to your lifestyle. So it can come up as the obstacle is you're not allowing yourself to play more. You're not allowing yourself to bring that into your life. Or C, to bask in or celebrate your present joy because you are about to enter a new phase of development. So as a challenge card, it can show you that the Sun still has a positive meaning as a challenge, but your challenge is actually in allowing that to come to you, allowing yourself to take those opportunities, take that joy and bring that into your life. If the Sun card comes up as the situation, it then gives you the same sort of 3 options. In this case, they're saying if it's a situation card and not a challenge, that you are bringing a childlike innocence into your situation, which may or may not be beneficial. It can also mean that your situation carries within it the potential for creativity, recognition, or radiant appreciation of your accomplishments. And then another meaning is that happiness and optimism are a dynamic part of your situation. So that's an example of how you can work with the Sun card in the situation or as the challenge card. And it does that for every card in the deck. Every card in the deck has that there so that you can just look them up and practice understanding the difference between a card when it's in the situation position or a card when it's in a challenger's position. So when it comes to having two cards together, so for example, if you were to have the Seven of Cups in your situation, that card generally means dreaming. Sometimes it means that you're being very fanciful. It can also mean that there's a lot of options as well. Or that, everything's just a little pie in the sky. You've got all of these fantasies about what it is that you could have, or you may even be fantasizing about having something. It's not necessarily in reality when it comes to this particular card. It's often a card of illusions being deluded, but it can also mean that there are options there and you're going through the options, but you're thinking on more of an emotional level about those options. So you may not be thinking very clearly when it comes to thinking emotionally. And then as a challenge card, you could have the Judgment card come up. And when you see that the Judgment card is often about waking up, it's about realizations, it's about making judgments, being called, answering to a call, and figuring things out. When you put these two cards together, so this is the situation, and then you see that the challenge, you could be looking at a situation where this card here is just simply giving you advice that maybe you're being a little bit too much in your imagination and you're not really thinking in a way that's actually going to bring about what it is that you want. That could be one way of looking at it. The Judgment card here is really a call to action and a call to wake up. So it could be calling you to wake up from this dream and look at the reality of what it is that you're dreaming about. It can also be calling you to rise up, to actually bringing in your ideals into manifestation, but actually taking real action on bringing them into manifestation by waking up to your ability to be able to, that you can manifest these things. And do you want to manifest these things? In the situation, it may be that just that you feel that all of these things are a dream, that you love to imagine that you have all these things and doing all these things, but there's a part of you that doesn't believe that you could actually ever really live these things, and that this is a wake-up call to wake you up to the possibility that if you make changes within yourself, you could actually have some of those things. It can also be a wake-up call to get more into the reality of your situation. It could be that you're using some sort of substance or some sort of activity as a way of escaping a situation so that you're not really dealing with something. You're off in your imagination. And Judgment is saying that you need to wake up to yourself and wake up to the dream, that it is something that you're using to escape from, and that you need to come back to a reality that you can actually create and you can actually wake up to. So that's how you can bring that meaning, the situation and the challenge together. Often the challenge card can really be the solution in itself. You don't necessarily need the rest of the Celtic cross. You can just go with the challenge card and the situation card and realize that this card's challenging me. So the solution's actually in that challenge. And the card can also give you the advice of what to do about it too, because the tarot has depth to it. I spoke about this in the last video that I did on tarot, that tarot has a deeper meaning. There's a lot of depth to the tarot, and you can use it to help you solve problems and get more clarity about the deeper layers of a situation. And this book is just so good at helping you do that. That's why I'm recommending it. If you can hear any crazy noise out there, like crashing, it's just people demolishing the property across the road from me. No big deal. Yeah, this book, I'll put a link in the description field anyway for how you can obtain this book on Amazon. If you do want to become a confident tarot reader, as I said at the beginning, I have a course called the Confident Tarot Reader course, and I teach you how to read the tarot cards, seeing the cards as the stories that they tell, looking at the numerology, looking at the symbols on the cards, looking at the stories they tell. It really helps you understand the cards and really become really acquainted with the cards as characters, as people, as something that you can really relate to in the everyday world, and that's through the storytelling. So if you want to become a confident tarot reader, there's a link in the description field below this video. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. I am Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com. Blessed be.